Turned up. Let's go.
What is up, you guys? I'm Charmx. Today I'm going to be reacting to Being the Best slash Worst Ever by Jane Animations. I love Jane Animations, and I don't understand the title, Being the Best slash Worst Ever. Like, at what? Are you the best and worst at the same things? That doesn't make any sense, so I don't know. Maybe, like, you're the best at some things, but you're the worst at other things, because a lot of people are like that. I don't know, I guess we're gonna find out, but anyway, hopefully this will be awesome. The original link's in the description. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Jane Animations. Without any further ado, let's begin.
Man, I'll never be able to throw a baseball like Ruth. He's got so much more skill and talent than me. It's like he was born to be a pitcher. If I could throw like him, I'd be so happy.
I like the animation so far. So far, I'm liking this. But as a side note, though, regarding a baseball, people who pitch in it normally end up ruining their elbows because when you pitch, your elbow has to like do stuff it's not meant to do, and that really puts like a lot of strain, and you end up getting you end up having a lot of problems. So maybe it's the best if you aren't able to pitch like Ruth.
Man, I'll never be able to throw like Mason. Self-improvement. Seems like a simple concept.
I will never be able to speak like a normal person.
And what I've been learning the more I look into it is that, no, it's not. It's all over the place, and everyone has some sort of struggle with it at one point or another, and it can be a nightmare. It's like falling from a tree. There's so many different branches you can get smacked by. Then I want to talk about it. Self-improvement is extremely important to me. Out of all the personal values I stand by, it's the one I actively think about the most. Multiple times a day, I'll end up having some sort of checkup with myself to analyze if I'm doing enough to satisfy my self-growth quota.
You actually have that, a self-growth quota? That's different. But I guess, I mean, at least you're aiming to improve yourself. A lot of people say, oh, I'm gonna improve myself or whatever, but they never really go through with it. I guess because they don't have a quota, or they don't have, you know, a list of stuff that they want to achieve. I guess for myself, I kind of have a list of stuff I wanted to do. And I don't know if I'd say that's self-improvement, but it's definitely going towards my goals. And I try to achieve, you know, what I have on that list. But I don't know if I'd say it's that much self-improvement.
What can I change to do better? Am I pushing myself? This isn't good enough yet. Why does everything I do look like shit? And that's the thought pattern I and a lot
Demonetized.
of people can start to spiral into. The concept of self-improvement is really positive and inspiring. Keep on working to develop yourself and you'll become a better person you could ever dream of. You can do anything you set your mind to. Go get 'em, Tiger!
I want to be a real boy. Oh, if only Mr. Geppetto was real.
Yeah, woo! That sounds great! Except, there's also this one complication where some people start having unrealistic expectations and an unhealthy mindset, and when they disappoint themselves after their inevitable failure to reach their unrealistic goal, it cuts them so deeply that it impacts their self-worth right to the core of their being.
One thing, see, it's quite accurate, but you should have high goals in life. I mean, if you don't have goals in life, I mean, what is your life, right? And one thing that I've learned is that if you want to achieve something, you gotta keep trying, but you're gonna fail on some things. You know, a success is like throwing darts at a dartboard. Every now and then, you're gonna hit a bullseye, but a lot of the shots you take, you're gonna miss. You should go into life kind of thinking like that, you know. Maybe this is the one that I'll be successful on, or maybe it's not, and if it's not, it's okay, try again.
Woo. I struggled with that one a lot. The I can never be satisfied with what I'm doing and don't think I deserve any recognition branch. Just a bad case of imposter syndrome, pretty much. I'd explain what that is, but I don't think I'm qualified enough to do that. There are much better YouTubers than me who are much more deserving of my position, and I don't think I'm worthy of people paying attention to what I say because my content isn't good enough, and oh.
Don't let that distract you from the fact that the moon has been said to be made of cheese.
Oh. I really want to be able to play this really intense piano song because I've never done anything at that difficulty before. And I'm gonna push myself out of my comfort level.
Let me guess, the wrong key's coming? Or am I gonna get the Sans meme?
Well, it must have been actually too easy. I mean, it's not that great of an achievement. There's much better out there. Man, I suck! No, you practiced for weeks. You earned this. You should be able to be like, yeah, you know what? I'm friggin' great, and I deserve to feel at least a sliver of satisfaction for myself here.
Exactly. Exactly. You need to take the small wins in life. That's what I've learned. Because if you don't take the small wins in life, it could seem like all you have is failures. So if you get a little bit achieved, you know, a little bit of progression, take that as a win.
Idiot. When you're constantly looking for the next bar to hit, you can blind yourself to how far you've come. It's alright. You can actually be proud of yourself without being a sociopath. Cocky douchebag. Since I value improvement so much, any sense of satisfaction with something would make me worried that I was settling and I wouldn't push myself anymore. Hindsight is 20/20, and I'm able to see how actually super toxic and damaging that thought process was.
Yeah, you can be satisfied with your accomplishments, but at the same time you should always have a goal on the horizon. So if you have accomplished something, you should be happy and move on to the next.
I wasn't pushing myself out of passion like I thought I was. It was all just a disguise. Let's see who the culprit really was. What? Oh no! It was actually pushing myself too hard out of blind fear of becoming complacent. I got jinkied. Self-improvement.
See, I push myself. I don't know what's complacent mean. I don't know. What the frig does complacent mean? I gotta look this up now. It's basically showing satisfaction with your own achievements or something like that. I mean, I think you should be, I don't know if I'd say satisfied, because you always want to keep improving or growing in, you know, what you're doing and whatnot. But you should be happy with the stuff you've done that, you know, has been successful.
Improving also pertains to self-help. You can't grow as a person when you're holding a whip to yourself. Can you whip yourself? I looked it up and ended up on a page I didn't want, but the analogy stands. You know that SpongeBob episode where SpongeBob was like verbally abusing his snail and then it ends up exploding? This is your brain on negativity. Any questions?
Yes, how did the yolk of the egg not burst?
A big trip up can also be comparing yourself to other people. There's definitely positive aspects of being inspired by people you look up to, but like most things, too much of anything can be bad. There's always going to be people of a higher skill set than you, so you should try to identify who you are, not who to compare yourself to.
Yeah, you should always try to, like, when you're trying to achieve something, because there are always going to be people, for the most part, you know, smarter than you or better than you at something. But you should compare what you are now to what you were. And if you're better now than what you were a week or two ago, then you have, you know, you've achieved something. And then that should be your goal, is to be a little bit better in 2 weeks from where you are now, if that makes sense.
I won't be exactly like Bo. He's super great and funny and really smart, but I'm not Bo. I'm such a failure. If everyone compared their skill sets to each other in order to calculate how much skill and potential they have, then all infant children should just give up on everything. You think time and practice is gonna help you improve your drawing ability, baby? Well, think again. You suck right now, so you might as well just throw in the towel.
Why are you being so mean to the poor kid? Are you trying to be my father or something?
You pathetic little waste of diapers. Look at your drawing compared to Van Gogh. You call those sunflowers? Psh, this scribbled mess shows no potential of improvement in the art field. And you've even got more ears than him. You could have like 7 ears and still not be capable of creating a fraction of anything that could be considered art.
What a great motivational speech this is. I feel self-empowered.
You're nothing. Nothing! Everyone's on their own timeline. Even if someone is the same age or maybe even younger than you, it's still not okay to compare how much further they are to you. You've also got to think about why you want to improve something. Is it for yourself, or because you think that's what other people want from you? If you make choices based
Yeah, you should do it for yourself. You should really do it for yourself. Because I know a lot of people go to, like, college because their parents want them to go and take this class or that class to be a doctor or whatever, and they don't actually want to do it, and they go and do it just to try to make their parents happy. And although I can understand that, in the end, if you aren't happy from it, what's the point? What's the point? So I think that, you know, when you're trying to progress yourself, it should be in an area that you're interested in, something that you want to do, and something that you want to get better at, not just because you're trying to live up to someone else's expectations.
Based on what others want, then oops, you played yourself. All of a sudden in 3 years you're hit with the realization that you don't know who you are and you're just a living amalgamation of other people's expectations.
Yep.
Zoinks. When I was 9, I had a friend who said her favorite color was blue, so I said my favorite color was blue too, because I wanted her to like me, and that gave us something in common.
A lot of kids do that. A lot of kids do that. Because I know I did something like that when I was really young too. Like my friend didn't like mustard, and I'm like, oh, I don't like mustard. Actually, I like mustard. But I remember I did that to try to like fit in, and I know a lot of other kids do that as well.
Real critical 9-year-old thinking there. For years, I kept with that pattern of becoming a person I thought other people would like and saying my favorite color was blue, because people who like purple are freaks! Until one year in high school, I suddenly had an identity crisis and a whole mental breakdown being like, I don't know who I am anymore. All my personality traits are based on things I've modified for other people.
At that point, you are a mirror.
My favorite color isn't even blue! We ended up painting my bedroom walls from blue to white because of that meltdown. Don't paint your walls a color based on lies from when you were 9. Let's flip the
White.
coin and talk about the
Why would you paint it to white? Why wouldn't, is that your favorite color?
other side of the improvement spectrum. As much as people can attach their self-worth to their failures or shortcomings, which is not good and you should not do that, the same can be applied to earning achievements. It's not uncommon for people to improve, experience success, and then not feel the need to push themselves any further, which can melt into them being so absorbed in their accomplishments that they attribute it to their self-worth, becoming arrogant and a sociopath, douchebag. Jaden.
And also, it'll like limit them. Because if you achieve one thing and then you're all like going crazy over it, you're missing out on achieving on other things, if that makes sense, right? Like you achieve one thing, congrats, right? But then if that's like, you know, if you just stick to that, you know, that's my thing, and then like a year or two down the road, you're still kind of living off of that one thing. You're kind of just remembering or living in the past. It could be really damaging that way.
This is getting confusing. Are we supposed to be proud of ourselves or not? No, yes, be proud of yourself, but don't get too caught up in, it's okay. Ugh, all this stuff gets so tricky, and I swear we're all just destined to get hit by a meteor and perish. Yes, you should be proud of your achievements and improvements, but it's dangerous to link them or anything to your self-worth or personality,
I can agree with that.
because that's how you either think you're as worthless as a speck of dust, or brainwash yourself into thinking you're the reincarnation of God. Just don't let your success/failure meter affect your personal behavior meter, and it'll be fine. I've asked a bunch of my friends on their opinion on what to do in situations when you've gone off the deep end and think you're all that in a bag of success chips, and we all agreed it just comes down to self-awareness. When you're
Yeah, because once you're aware that other people are so much more successful than you or something like that, it'll take you down a notch.
surrounded in a mist of your own success and so high up on a horse that you can't hear the echoes of reality, you suck. The only person that can make a difference is your own reality check and desires to change. There's also a tendency for successful people to be surrounded by yes men and people who will always agree with everything. Isn't that right? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, totally. You're so smart.
I wish I had yes men, or literally anyone. I'm so lonely.
God, she's always right. So it can be really difficult to get that window of clarity where you can actually see the consequences of who you've become. And don't get me started on how seeing criticism gets. I think you could move the eyes down more. They're a bit... You're just a hater, and I don't need you in my life! There are different...
Dab on them haters, Jaden. Well, that's so true, though, that, you know, most criticism nowadays is taken as, you know, you're a hater. You're a hater. You don't like me, you're a hater. I see that so much nowadays. Quite crazy.
methods to improvement too. You can be actively seeking to learn more and mindfully decipher what you need to do to grow, or you can just do your thing and over time keep on perfecting your skill. There's a lot that goes into self-improvement. It's a whole balancing act of understanding what you want and not taking things personally and staying humble and not getting hit by meteors.
All it really takes to achieve that is knowing who you are as a person. That will tell you what you like and what career path would be what you want, and it would also keep you grounded as you will be aware of your flaws and shortcomings.
But believe it or not, with a lot of time and figuring yourself out, it's very manageable and can become one of the strongest tools you can use to become a really balanced, awesome, humble, incredible, super cool person like me.
Okay, I like that. I like that joke right there. And I think, you know, there's a lot of good points here, that especially when it comes to success and whatnot, you should always try to progress. If you aren't progressing in life, you know, if you aren't trying to reach goals, you're not going to progress. And once you hit that point, I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid of that. So, you know, every day I'm trying to work to try to accomplish different goals that I have. I think one of the things that makes me try so hard is that I'm just afraid of getting stagnant and then, you know, just kind of becoming like a lot of people in society who have let go of their dreams and whatnot. That's kind of what keeps me going. So if you've accomplished a couple cool things, don't live off that. Take it as a win, but you gotta keep progressing. So get some other goals and try to accomplish them. Anyway, I hope you guys like this video. I freaking love Jen Animation's videos, and I think she has a lot of points here that are quite valid. But anyway, I hope you guys like this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, possibly share a friend. If you do, subscribe to join the family. Also, make sure you guys go subscribe to Jane Animations, and I'll see you guys next time. Boop!